Hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending upon when you're watching this video lecture. Today let's focus on the cost accounting systems, which is a very important topic and almost guaranteed 5 marks minimum, and in general 10 marks question can be expected from this. But this chapter or topic also requires basic understanding of normal accounting and debit credit principles, though we are going to apply them not for purely financial accounting, rather for cost accounting. So broadly, the cost accounting systems can be classified into two categories. One is a non-integral accounting system, which is what is more possible to be asked in the exam, which is we can call it pure costing system. No financial accounting items are there in this. Whereas it's not internal, it is integral accounting system, which integrates the cost accounting and financial accounting, just a kind of development of non-integral only. Once we understand non-integral, then using integral accounting system will not be a big deal. That is going to be just a small variation of normal accounting. But another also important aspect in this topic is the reconciliation of profit between cost accounts and financial accounts. Of course, this will not be required if the organization is already following the integral accounting system, because there is no two systems in that case. When we say integral accounting, it is only one system that exists. No cost accounting, no financial accounting separately. That is why it is called integral. So in case of integral accounting, the reason of reconciliation itself does not exist. There is no need for reconciliation. But in case an organization is maintaining the cost accounts and financial accounts separately, which is non-integral accounting system, how to maintain books of accounts under financial accounting, we already know. That is part of normal accounting, which we do anyway. And now we will know how to maintain books of accounts and what kinds of accounts have to be created, ledgers have to be created in cost accounts in this chapter, which is non-integral accounting system. Then how to reconcile the profits between these two. Will there be any difference between the profits as per cost accounting and profits as per financial accounting? Absolutely, yes, there will be difference. For various reasons it could be. Maybe it is because of changes in the valuation of stocks. Maybe it is because of over-absorption or under-absorption of overheads, or other reasons where some items are purely taken in financial accounting but not in cost accounting. Something like, let us say, some interest received and all. These are revenues which will be considered in financial accounting, but they are not much considered in cost accounting. Like that, in cost accounting, we don't charge interest like finance charges. So that will be a pure financial item. Like that, there will be differences in expenses also, incomes also that are considered, mostly expenses. Some of them are taken differently in cost accounting and differently in financial accounting, because of which there could be difference between these two separate set of books of accounts, and how to reconcile them is another important point, a simple aspect. But 5 marks question can be expected from reconciliation and 10 marks question can be expected from non-integral or integral accounting system. Mostly non-integral. Of course, once we know non-integral, making it integral is not a big deal. So that is the overview of this chapter and overview of the cost accounting systems in general. So naturally, first we should start with non-integral accounts, that is cost accounts. What are the ledgers that are supposed to be maintained? First and foremost important ledger is the cost ledger control account. Sometimes this can be called as general ledger adjustment account. In the question, whatever the word used, we have to use that only. But essence is same. Basically, this ledger is not going to have anything special. It is only something which is made to complete the double entry. That's all. That is the only purpose for this. Transactions separately will not enter into this ledger. They will be entered wherein the other side is the major thing. And because in cost accounting, pure cost accounting, there is no account called cash account or bank account, or let us say debtors account or creditors account. These accounts are not there in cost accounting. We are talking about, once again, non-integral accounting, which is pure cost accounting. Then just for example, let us say if you purchase some goods, under normal financial accounting, we pass an entry, purchase account debtor to cash, if they are purchased for cash, purchase account debtor to creditors, if they are purchased for credit. That was easy because double entry is there clearly. Here in cost accounts, debit is okay. For that debit, we don't use purchase account, rather we call it stores ledger control account. Stores ledger control account. Different names are used, but you have to remember all of them are showing the same thing. But you cannot use the names in financial accounting here. I know accounting, so I will use the same names. No, you have to use these names only. Either you can call it stores ledger control account, materials control account, materials ledger control account. That's okay. All of them are showing materials only. Purchase of materials, simply speaking. Materials are coming in, so this is debited. We are going to use stores ledger control account if nothing is clearly mentioned in the question always. So stores ledger control account debtor to what? Debit to stores ledger is okay. Credit where? That will be always a question in cost accounting. The answer is very simple. The answer is cost ledger control account. Wherever there is one thing which is debited or credited in cost accounting and we are looking at a double entry, other side of that, that will be fulfilled by cost ledger control account. So this is a kind of control account by itself, adjustment account. It will have the purpose of completing the double entry in cost accounts. Simple. So everything, whatever the accounts are there, wherever they are entered, let us say if you paid some wages, wages control account can be debited. But credit where? Credit same, cost ledger control account, like that. So wherever there is a requirement of any of these accounts, so cash, bank, debtors, creditors, which we don't use in cost accounting, there instead of them, cost ledger control account will just fill that gap to complete the double entry. That is cost ledger control account. Then stores ledger control account is prepared naturally for the materials purchases. When materials are coming in, it's a simple logic. Stores ledger control account has to be debited. So when materials are going out, stores ledger control account has to be credited. When the materials will go out, when they are issued to production, they can go out. When they are part of, let us say, administration overheads also, that is possible, then they can go out. Some materials can be used in office. So whatever the type of purchases are there, whether direct or indirect, all of them will be debited to the stores ledger control account for sure. But when they are going out, where they are going out will decide what is the credit. If they are issued to the production, then work in progress control account will be credited. Here in stores ledger control account means entry would be work in progress control account that are to stores ledger control account. On the contrary, if they are issued to, let us say, office, then administration overheads control account that are to stores ledger control account. So stores ledger control account story is simple. All materials coming in will be debited, materials going out will be credited. Naturally, it will have balances. There will be opening balance also, possibly closing balance also, which represents stock of materials. That is stores ledger control account. Same way, wages control account is prepared for labor. Whether it is direct labor or indirect labor, wages control account is debited whenever they are paid. So entry could be wages control account that are to cost ledger control account when they are paid. Then, okay, you paid them, but they have to be charged somewhere. If that is a direct wages, naturally that should be transferred to work in progress control account, because everything basically starts from materials, labor and production overheads. All of them will be going to work in progress first. From work in progress, they go to finished goods. From finished goods, they go to the cost of goods sold or cost of sales. Same like the sequence of cost sheet. What will be the sequence of that? Similar sequence will be followed here also. If we understand this sequence and logic, there is no big deal in preparing any type of accounts as per the question that is given. But another point also, always as I say, rigidity is dangerous. Okay, depending upon the question, we have to just change a little bit here and there. But concept will not be changing. It is simple. Cost ledger control account is just a control account to complete the double entry. Stores ledger control account represents the inflows and outflows of materials. Wages control account is generally just balanced because wages paid, wages control account to cost ledger control account. Once they are charged to production, work in progress control account at R2 wages control account, which means from wages control account it will be by work in progress control account. Then if they are indirect wages, then that can be charged to the manufacturing overheads or administration overheads or selling and distribution overheads, as the case may be. If there are any wages paid for abnormal idle time, then they will be transferred to the costing profit and loss account. This we know already, the same things. Or even that can be just charged to the abnormal loss account, as the case may be. Once again, we have to just take the situation according to the situation only. Simple point is debit, credit, debit, credit. For everything there will be debit, credit. And somewhere it has to be transferred. Little bit of brain if we apply, we will know where it should be transferred. Abnormal wage idle time is there, means it is not a normal thing. So it should be transferred to costing P&L account, we know that. Like that, wages control account will be closed. Wages control account will not have any balance because it is not representing anything stock. Stores ledger control account will have balance. Same way, manufacturing overheads control account or production overheads control account or factory overheads control account or works overheads control account, we know all these names are there for that. Basically nothing but indirect costs of production will be debited here. If they are paid, then production overheads control account at R2 always, because we don't have cash account to be credited, cost ledger control account will be credited. Same way, any other, let us say some indirect materials are coming from stores ledger, then production overheads control account at R2 stores ledger control account. Some indirect labor is coming from wages control account, then production overhead control account at R2 wages control account, like that. So whatever is charged to the production overheads, that will come here. And main point here is, as we know in costing, overheads are not just taken to the cost of production directly, they are recovered. So overheads incurred is different, overheads recovered is different. So overheads incurred will be on the debit side, overheads recovered will be on the credit side. So from this, whatever overheads are recovered, they will go to work in progress control account. So all the debits after they happen, recovery of production overheads, where it should be charged to? Naturally work in progress. So by work in progress control account it will be. So will there be a balance? Yes, definitely there could be a balance. Why? Because there could be under absorption or over absorption of overheads. Once again, if that has to be closed according to the question, that will be closed if you are preparing the final accounts also, like costing P&L account. And we know how to treat the under or over absorption of overheads. That is a different story. But in this case, if nothing is mentioned, you can just leave it as a balance, no problem. What if there is a debit balance? Means what? Debit balance means what? The debits are higher than credits. That means what? Incurred overheads are more than the recovered overheads, which means that is under recovery, under absorption. What if there is a credit balance? That means it is over absorption. There will be some under absorption, over absorption, as we know. It is inevitable. Only point is, are we going to leave it like that or are we going to close it? That again depends upon the question. What are the things that are asked in the question? If nothing is mentioned, simply you can just charge it to the costing profit and loss account, no problem. Just simply, don't leave it like that. But if it is given in the question or asked in the question to prepare trial balance, something like that, then if there is a balance in this overheads control accounts also, no problem. So the point once again is, in the problems when we solve, we should not be rigid. We should not think that always we have to close the books of accounts. Always we have to close all the balances. Not necessary. Sometimes there can be balances which will be carried forward to the next month. No problem. Not necessarily that everything has to be closed. So usually what happens, practically speaking, monthly also if these accounts are prepared, the under absorption or over absorption may not be actually closed every month. Maybe it will be only done at the end of the year. So the question of should I close or should I not close should not haunt us. That just depends upon the situation in the question. If the question is clear, if the question is not clear, it is our choice anyway. Leave it like that. What happens? Nothing happens. So there will be balance in overheads, production overheads control account, which represents either under absorption or over absorption. Balances in stores ledger control account represent the stocks, opening stock and closing stock. There will not be any balance of cost ledger control account unless it is not closed at the end of the year. So cost ledger control account is there, means that means accounts are not yet closed, it is there. That balance will be just exactly the opposite of all the other balances. So like that, wages control account in general will not have any balance because you pay them and you just charge them to the respective places. There is no concept of recovery and all there. So no need of any balance in general for wages control account. So what each account tells us the story, we should know very clearly. Now, these three things simply: materials, labor, overheads, production overheads first. All of them, where they will come? All of them, they will come to work in progress control account. So work in progress is control account is debited with all these things. That naturally that will be credited in the respective account. Stores ledger control account is credited. Work in progress control account is debited when stores are issued to the production. Same way. Direct labor when it is taken. Work in progress control account at R2, wages control account. Same way. Production overheads recovered, then work in progress control account at R2, production overheads control account. Like that, all these things will come to work in progress control account. Will it have balances? Quite possible. There could be opening balance of work in progress, and there will be still some job not yet completed at the end of the year. So there will be possibility of a closing balance also. Then what about difference? That is charged to the finished goods. From work in progress, where the goods will go? They go to the godown. Work in progress happens in the factory. From there, the finished goods will be transferred to the godown. So that means from the work in progress, they should go to finished goods control account. There will be balance, which represents closing stock of work in progress. Now coming to the administration overheads control account, this is an eternal dilemma, as we all know, whether should we include it in the finished goods or not. Some people say yes, some people say no. In costing, we can charge them to the finished goods without any problem, because in accounting it is not allowed. Accounting standard 2 does not allow that. But in costing, even if we charge administrative overheads to the finished goods, there is no problem. So let us consider like that only. Usually, if the administration overheads are related with the production activities, then they are charged to the finished goods control account. Otherwise, directly they can be charged to the cost of sales account. Once again, we don't know that. Whatever is given in the question, according to that, you have to just act. If it is related to production activities, administration overheads will be charged to the finished goods control account. If not, directly they can be charged to the cost of sales. That is charging them or recovering them. But debit is what? Debit is when they are incurred. When anything is incurred, simply entry is same. Administration overheads control account at R2, cost ledger control account. Then, let us say if it is related to the finished production process, then finished goods control account at R2, administration overheads control account, to the extent they are recovered. It may represent there is a possibility of under recovery or recovery here also. If there is anything like that, that will be shown as balance in the administration overheads control account. So all these things from work in progress, from administration overheads items are coming to now finished goods control account. It is debited with all these things which are transferred from work in progress control account. And if there are some administration overheads related to production activities, those are also debited to finished goods control account. Will it have opening balance? Yes, there is a possibility of opening balance of finished goods also. Will there be closing balance? Yes, there will be possibility of closing stock of finished goods also. But what is the remaining? Remaining is the goods which are sold. That means they have to be transferred to the cost of sales account. Once again, cost of goods sold, cost of sales should be distinguished. If required, we will. Otherwise, no need also. Cost of goods sold, cost of sales, more or less same. So, let us directly take cost of sales account. That will be transferred to the cost of sales account from finished goods control account. But after the administration overheads also are recovered either to the finished goods or to the cost of sales. Selling and distribution overheads also have to be incurred. When they are incurred, entry is same. Selling and distribution overheads control account at R2, cost ledger control account, and then they have to be charged to cost of sales. So cost of sales account at R2, selling and distribution overheads control account. Difference is what? That is again under recovery or recovery possible. That can be there as balance. If it is there, it can be charged to costing P&L account, or it can be left like that also. Don't worry about the overhead balances if we are not closing the books of accounts and finding out the final profit and all. If we are required to find out profit also, then definitely all the things have to be closed. Books of accounts have to be closed, means all these overheads, under absorption, over absorption also should be settled. If not, leave them like that, no issues. Either way, once again, depends upon the requirement of the question. Don't be rigid in treating these things, but understanding them, yes, important. Each of them is an account. Simply each expenditure, as we know already, is an account. Each account has a story. Cost ledger control account is the only account which does not have a story, because it is only just a double entry completing account. It has no story. Whatever is there, other things are all coming there. That's all. So cost ledger control account will not have much of a relevance, but except to complete the double entry. It is very important because without the double entry will not complete. But it is not showing any flow of anything. What flow is shown by other things? Materials is through stores ledger control account. Wages is through wages control account. Manufacturing overheads through manufacturing overheads control account. All of them coming to work in progress control account. Administration overheads are separately treated either to finished goods or cost of sales as the case may be. Then from work in progress, the amount comes to finished goods control account. From finished goods control account, the amount goes to cost of sales account. Selling and distribution overheads also will go to cost of sales account. So everything after starting from, let us say, materials, labor, production overheads, all of them where they came to work in progress, right? From work in progress that goes to finished goods, right? From finished goods that goes to cost of sales, right? And cost of sales account is very important, which is debited with the cost of the finished goods which has been transferred from the finished goods control account. And if any general administration office overheads are there, they will be there. Selling and distribution overheads also will be there. From cost of sales, where this will be ultimately transferred to, that is transferred to costing P&L account or sales account. When we have costing P&L account, that will be transferred to the costing P&L account. So entry will be what? Costing P&L account. And here, when we have the cost of sales, all of them, all of the other things have been coming here. So costing P&L account will be the other one that will be transferred to these balances. So all the things which have come. So by cost of sales account, but in the cost of sales account, it can be transferred to by costing P&L account. By costing P&L account will be there finally. And cost of sales account will not have any balance that is related to a period that is transferred to the costing P&L account. So naturally costing P&L account will be debited with this. Naturally, like any P&L account, what is debit? Costs. What is credit? Sales. What is difference? Profit. Simple. That is how costing P&L account will be also prepared, with final balance coming from cost of sales account and sales account. And ultimately, if at all there is any under absorption or absorption which we are closing, that will also be transferred to costing P&L account. And finally, the profit under costing records can be computed like this. That's all. That is the overall process of preparing the accounts under non-integral system. And the same things are mentioned here. For anything, whenever there is a purchase or something, credit cannot be given to cash here. So our creditors or other things. So naturally there will be cost ledger control account which acts like a double entry. So these entries you can generally go through. Don't by heart them. Never by heart journal entries. That is the worst thing anybody can do. Understand the concept. Understand debit credit. That's it. This is what we are looking at. From wages control account, materials control account, production overheads control account, everything. For all these things are coming to what? They are coming to work in progress. From there to finished goods. From there to cost of goods sold if you want separate account. Otherwise, cost of sales directly is okay. So cost of sales account. Administration overheads can be directly done here or here depending upon the situation. From cost of sales, of course, selling and distribution overheads are charged to cost of sales. From cost of sales, they will go to the costing P&L account. So costing P&L account is something that we don't have to prepare always unless it is asked. So that is another thing that people generally try to do. Unnecessarily preparing costing P&L account because it is there. If costing P&L account is prepared means we are calculating profit. If that was the objective, definitely we should prepare. If only just preparing the control accounts and just to understand the opening balances and closing balances and a trial balance is required, then enough. So there should not be any dilemma. Should I have a costing P&L account or not? Simple is, if the question says prepare relevant accounts, open-ended, then it is your choice. You may prepare, you may not prepare. But if the question says only stopping with the trial balance only, without asking costing P&L account, then you don't need to prepare costing P&L account. You know that trial balance comes before P&L account. So things will be just in the balances at the trial balance level. It is not yet closed. Costing P&L account is a closure. It is basically, it is closing the books of accounts. That is a final account. We know that it is not a transactional account. That is one of the things to be noted. If trial balance only is asked without asking for costing P&L account, then no need to prepare costing P&L account. If trial balance is also asked and costing P&L account is also asked, some balances will stay in trial balance and everything that can be transferred to the costing P&L account will be transferred. So depending upon the question always is the only point we have to keep in mind. We cannot be rigid in what we answer. If not asked, particularly point is there is no rule or guarantee or compulsion that you have to prepare costing P&L account. Don't need to prepare that. Things can start and stop with the trial balance. There's no problem. So now let us look at some of the questions here. Illustration 1. As on 31st March 2008, following balances existed in a firm's cost ledger. So stores ledger control account has a debit balance, means opening stock of materials. Work in progress control account, finished stock ledger control account have debit balances, means opening stocks of work in progress and finished goods less respectively. Manufacturing overhead control account has a credit balance, means that is over recovery of overheads already happened, which is there. Cost ledger control account naturally will be the mirror account to complete the trial balance. So this is a kind of a summary mini trial balance, we can say. And during the next 3 months, the following items arose. A lot of things happened, which are all given. You're required to pass the journal entries, write up the accounts and schedule the balances, stating what each balance represents. Okay, journal entries you can write later normally, because without knowing journal entries anyway, we cannot prepare ledgers. Let us directly go for ledgers here. Same ledgers more or less will be prepared in any question. So I'm going to use the similar type of format. First, stores ledger control account. Stores ledger control account. So I don't want you to do the same way what I am doing. It's only just to show you. But I hope all of you know the basic things related to ledgers. There should be clear name and account. Stores ledger control A by C should be written. You don't need to waste your time with particulars, debit, credit and all. Not required. That much time will not be there. But most importantly, items have to be written with to and by compulsion, because we are talking about a ledger. That is compulsory. That should be there. And every ledger has to be totaled and balanced, compulsory. Don't leave them open. These things have to be normally what we do in accounting. Those cares have to be taken here also. Once again, 10 marks will not come just like that. Need to present them very well. And those basic things which are known to any accounting student, I'm not going to follow them here for the purpose of saving some time. So basically the conceptual things only we will look at here. So when I say SLC, that means stores ledger control account. That is what it is. This is what it is supposed to be, right? But I am just writing this. Then work in progress control account. Work in progress control account. Finished stock ledger control account. Finished stock ledger control account. Whatever the name given, that only we will write. Then manufacturing overhead control account. First of all, whatever the balances are given, definitely those accounts so we have to open. Manufacturing overheads control account. Then cost ledger control account will of course will be the major one. That is cost ledger control account. Okay, these are the accounts. Balances are given. Simply first start with the opening balances. Debit balances will go to debit side. Stores ledger control account. To balance brought down. These things you should know already. To balance brought down. Any balances coming from previous year or period will be brought down. Any balances carried to the next year are carried down. That comes later. Now balance to balance brought down 3,01,435. 3,01,435. Same way. Work in progress control account, opening balance 122,365. Same way. 251,945. That is finished stock ledger control account. Manufacturing overheads control account has a credit balance. Credit balance of 10,0525. And cost ledger control account naturally also has a credit balance. When all others have debit balance, the opposite will be cost ledger control account. 665 220. Always naturally as a trial balance. It should tally. It was opening trial balance tallied. Now point is, if each and every item whatever is given, we just have to pass a double entry, one journal entry, and that has to be just posted in any of these ledgers. That is about accounting. Now finished product at cost. Finished product happened means, what happened to that finished product happened means, finished stock ledger control account should be debited 210 835, and same amount has to be credited. From where finished product will be coming? It will be coming from work in progress. So from work in progress, goods have completed and they are going to finished goods control account. So naturally the entry will be finished goods control account at R2, work in progress control account. So finished goods control account debited 210 835, work in progress control account credited 210 835. Same. Then manufacturing overhead incurred 91510. 91510 manufacturing overheads incurred. So naturally manufacturing overheads control account will be debited to what? Cost ledger control account, because we don't have a cash account or bank account to close the double entry. So manufacturing overheads control account at R2, cost ledger control account is the entry for that one. Raw materials purchased 1,23,000. Stores ledger control account 1,23,000 debit, and credit naturally because we don't have cash or creditors. Cost ledger control account credited. Factory wages 50530. Indirect labor is 21665. Factory wages or indirect labor, whatever they are, for them we need wages control account, which is not given. It will generally not have a balance. Wages control account. Now factory wages means 50530 here, and cost ledger control account credited 50530. So incurred first, where they will go later, that happens. First incurred 50530 factory wages means wages control account at R2, cost ledger control account. Same way indirect labor 21,665. Same thing, 21,665 wages control account debit, cost ledger control account credit. But now from wages control account, where this should go? Direct wages should go to work in progress naturally. So 50530 will go to work in progress. So by work in progress control account, in the work in progress control account, it will be debited. That is 50530. That is a debit to work in progress control account. That is done, 50530. Then what about the remaining, which is what? Indirect labor, he said. Indirect labor can be transferred to manufacturing overheads. Indirect labor is nothing but overheads. So that is manufacturing overheads. So transferred to manufacturing overheads. So 21,665 done. So the point is, wages control account in general will have no closing balance. It is just balanced. Debited when incurred, credited and transferred to respective places. Direct wages transferred to work in progress, indirect wages transferred to manufacturing overheads. That's completed with wages. Then cost of sales is 1,85,890, he says. That is the cost of sales. From where the cost of sales will come? First of all, let us have a cost of sales account. Cost of sales account. From where that will come? From the finished stock only the cost of sales will come. So from the finished stock, it will be transferred to the cost of sales account. That is 185,890. 185,890 is transferred to cost of sales from finished stock ledger control account. So in the cost of sales account, that will be debited 1,85,890. That is the entry for that. Cost of sales. Cost of sales account at R2, finished stock ledger control account. Then material issued to production. Materials issued to production means credit should be given to the stores ledger control account. Production means work in progress. So 127,315 is debited to the work in progress control account, and the same thing is credited to stores ledger control account. So work in progress control account at R2, stores ledger control account is the entry. Sales returned at cost 5380. That is returned at cost. So when the cost of sales is there already, they have already been returned. We can say just pass a reverse entry. Finished stock increased, no? Finished stock increased because somebody returned the sales. So 5380 to be debited to finished stock control account, cost of sales to be credited with this 5380 because the goods are returned and that is given at cost. Then materials returned to the suppliers 2900. Once again, stores ledger has to be credited because material is going out 2900. But where the debit has to go? That has to go to cost ledger control account because that was the credit earlier when the original materials were purchased. Now, when returned, naturally the cost ledger control account will be debited. Stores ledger control account is credited. Manufacturing overheads charged to production 77,200. So manufacturing overheads charged to production means it recovered 77,200. Production means what? Work in progress. That is 77,200. These are the various aspects that are given. We pass a double entry for each of them. That is the most important thing. Every item should have a double entry just for the sake of control. No, we cannot have. So total items you can just check in the main examination. How many items have you done? How many items have you passed as entries or posted in the ledgers? This we can do in the exam also. Total 29 items are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 twos will be 20. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Four more, maybe these are included extra. So the total items, whatever we have, each of them should have been already passed as double entry. That is the most important thing. You can have a general check on that, but it's about how carefully you do. First time itself, if you do carefully, there is no need of checking also. Final answer should be correct. So entries are these, what we already discussed. So the finished product means finished stock ledger control account at R2 work in progress, like that. For each of them, there are entries. Yeah, here we have double entries. Now for the same item, we had multiple entries. That is why 4 items extra came, 29, which is matching, correct. So everything is fine now. Let us close these things now, one by one. So what will be the closing balance of this stores ledger control account? What will be the closing balance of that? $2,94,220 is what? Naturally, that is the closing stock. 2,94,220 is the closing stock of raw materials which is still there. Let it be there. That is a closing balance. Then work in progress control account also can have the same thing. So what is the balance here? 166,575. That is a balance in work in progress control account. Let it be. That is a closing balance of work in progress. 1,66,575. Then next account balance, finished stock ledger control account balance. So that is 2,82,270. That is the closing balance of finished stock. So what he has asked also in the question, what each of them is representing. So closing balance of stores ledger control account represents the closing stock of raw materials. This is closing stock of work in progress. This is finished stock closing balance. Then manufacturing overhead control account also, if we take, that will represent under or over absorption of overheads during the period. That is 25,450. That is a balance which is there. We are not closing it. If we are preparing costing P&L account and all those things, then we can transfer there. But otherwise, then let it be there in balance. 25,450. That is representing what? A debit balance, which means under absorption of overheads happened. not over absorption. Debit balance this is, understand that. When the carried down balance is coming on credit side, in the next year it becomes, very naturally, for the next period it becomes debit. That means it is two balance brought down for the next year. That is called balance, not the carried down balance. Balance is always brought down balance. That is debit balance. Debit balance here means what? Under absorption of overheads happened for manufacturing overheads control account. Wages control account already balanced. There is nothing there. No balance will be there in that. Now, what other things are there to be balanced here? We have cost ledger control account also to be balanced. Okay, here it's better to do the reverse way. Cost ledger control account. So what is the balance of that? 9,49,025. 9,49,025. That is the balance in cost ledger control account. Then one more account that is remaining to be balanced is cost of sales account. Cost of sales account. Wages control account will not have any balance, as I told already. It will be closed in general. Then cost of sales account also has a balance. How much is that? $180,510. That is the balance of cost of sales account. So when you have all the balances, closing balances, what is the great job we have to do? Prepare a trial balance with all those balances. So stores ledger control account has a debit balance representing closing stock of raw materials. This is closing stock of work in progress. This is closing stock of finished goods. This is under absorption of overheads. Cost of sales account is also showing a debit balance. All of them put together, one credit balance is represented in cost ledger control account 949,025. That is a trial balance that we are preparing. So this kind of question can be asked for 10 marks. Perfect possible question. Opening balances will be given. Some transactions will be given. And you need to prepare the journal. Of course, journal ledger both generally will not be asked. Ledger if you prepare, then trial balance also can be asked. Whatever is asked, that only you prepare. In this case, schedule the balances, he said, which means what? That is trial balance. So you have to prepare this trial balance also. After this shows the entire process. That is actually like a practice question. Journal also is there, ledgers are there. The closing balances of each of the ledgers are taken to trial balance. Naturally, the trial balance will tally. When you have an opening trial balance, which is a tallied one, when you have passed all the items double entry, naturally the closing trial balance also will tally. There is no big deal in that. That should happen automatically when we did all the double entry correctly. That's it. That is the way non-integrated accounts are to be prepared. Whether we do 5 more questions or 50 more questions on this, the logic is still going to be the same. But yes, situations in the questions could be different. Requirements could be little different. That could be there. But the understanding of the entries, debit, credit, what happens, what is the flow ultimately, where it goes, that is going to be still always the same. Now let us move on to illustration 2. Before that, let me take out all the numbers so that we can have fresh numbers. If any more ledgers required, we will open them as per the requirement. So yeah, more or less the same ledgers will be always there. So let us start with this question. From the following details, where the necessary accounts in the cost ledger, he says. Materials opening balance, closing balance, both are given. That means stores ledger control account opening balance is 8,000 and closing balance is also 8,000. 8,000 that is. So balancing figure need not be this in that case. This is just closing balance. By balance carried down. Closing balance how much? 11,000. Sorry. Opening balance 8,000. Closing balance 11,000. Totaling also let us remove for lack confusion. Fresh start, let us say. So 8,000 opening balance, closing balance 11,000. Work in progress control account, opening balance 5,000, closing balance is 9,000. Okay. Then finished stock control account, opening balance 10,000, closing balance 12,000. What are all given? Oh, balances only. That is the opening balances of various things. Materials, work in progress, and finished stock, and closing balances are also given 11, 9, and 12,000. We just posted there in each of those ledgers respectively. That's all. Only these things are asked. So okay, fine. Materials purchased, transactions happened are these. Materials purchased 25,000. So now cost ledger control account also we should have. How much will be the cost ledger control account? That also we have to look at that. When you have opening balance of 8,000, 5,000, and 10,000, which are debit balances, 23,000, cost ledger control account will have a naturally credit balance of 23,000, balancing account. All three put together, 8, 5 plus 10. 23,000 cost ledger control account, debit balance will be there. Then what about closing balances? 11, 9, 12, put together 32,000 will be the cost ledger control accounts closing balance, debit side. Those are credit means this will be debit, opposite. So mirror account basically it is. Then transactions. Materials purchased 25,000 means stores ledger control account that are to cost ledger control account. That is 25,000. Wages paid including 2,000 indirect wages 10,000. Of course, you can have wages control account. In that total you can write 10,000. Then credit cost ledger control account also 10,000. That is paid actually. In that 8,000 will go to work in progress. 8,000 will go to work in progress. Then remaining 2,000 should naturally go to the manufacturing overheads control account. So 2,000 from wages to manufacturing overheads. So naturally always wages control account will be tallied. Then overheads incurred 8,000. Incurred 8,000 means, okay, overheads here manufacturing overheads only. Incurred means 8,000 debit manufacturing overheads, credit cost ledger control account. So that is 8,000. But absorbed is different, 9,000. Absorbed means manufacturing overheads control accounts credit, absorbed where? They will be absorbed in work in progress control account. That is 9,000. That is what is given there. Sales is 50,000, which is different. So right now, let us just close the things which are there. So normally, flow wise, if you see, what is the balance here? What is the balancing figure here? That is the amount which is transferred to work in progress, because closing balance is already given from stores, where the stores will go. Somebody will not eat, that will be charged to the production, that will be issued to production. Means work in progress control account will have this 22,000 as debit. Then the balance of work in progress will go where? That will go to finished goods actually. That is 35,000 transferred to finished goods control account. Right? Finished stock control account or finished goods control account 35,000 from work in progress to finished goods. Then, so work in progress is closed. Now, finished goods. Total 45,000. So naturally 33,000 is transferred to cost of sales account. 33,000. Let us transfer it to cost of sales account. That is from finished goods. So 33,000 is transferred to cost of sales account. Then stores ledger control account, work in progress control account, finished stock control account, all are closed. Manufacturing overheads control account, there is a balance. There is a balance here, which is 1,000. So this can be again transferred to the costing profit and loss account if we are closing it, or we can just keep it like a balance also, no problem, according to whatever the requirement. If we are preparing costing P&L account also, then it can be transferred there. Otherwise, it can be just taken as closing balance of manufacturing overhead control account, which is under recovered basically. Now, wages control account is anyway closed. Cost of sales account is with 33,000. So these are the various balances that we have. So cost ledger control account is also there. Let us here prepare even costing P&L account also, because sales is given anyway. When sales is given, we can find out profit. Trial balance and all is not asked. So we can prepare costing P&L account also. Everything is going to be closed in this case. So this manufacturing overheads control account closing balance 1,000 will be transferred to costing P&L account now. It is not a closing balance, it is closed off 1,000. Then cost ledger control account will also be there. When sales happen means costing P&L account should be credited. That is how much sales happened. Sales given in the question is 50,000 rupees. 50,000 rupees is credited. So cost ledger, because there is no other thing, we don't have a sales account and all. Costing profit and loss account is credited. From where? From the cost ledger control account. So that is 50,000 debited to cost ledger control account, 50,000. Then cost of sales account is already there, 33,000. That can be transferred to costing profit and loss account. So that is debited here, 33,000. Then profit, whatever it is, this can be balanced and closed. And costing P&L account, if you see, there is a profit here of 34 minus 50 means 16,000 profit is there. This 16,000 profit also has to be transferred to cost ledger control account. So it is debit here means credit here in the cost ledger control account. So what happened now? Costing P&L account is closed completely. Then cost of sales account is closed. Wages control account is closed. Manufacturing overheads control account is closed. Finished stock control account has a balance of how much? 12,000. Closing balance, that is. And same way, materials and this has a closing balance of 32,000, which was there in the cost ledger control account. Now let us take the total of cost ledger control account. Naturally, that should tally. That will, because closing balances are also we have taken, done. That's it. That is the conclusion of this question. So everything has a double entry, and finally the cost ledger control account got tallied. So that is a total of 82,000 consisting of these two things. that is the closing balance of 32,000, which is closing balance of raw materials plus work in progress plus finished goods. So that is how the accounts are prepared in costing. We can say that is non-integral account, non-integral accounting, we can say. Okay. So yeah, like this, any number of questions can be solved. This question number 3 is also similar one, but he has asked these things. This is how typically the questions will be asked in the exam. All the items have to be prepared. And other things also. Opening balances will be given. A lot of items are given, and make up the various accounts in the cost ledger and prepare a trial balance also is asking in the next question. Let us quickly go through these questions and we can conclude this. A non-integral accounting at least. All of them are similar. Once you understand the concept, all of them are similar. Only point is items what are given in the question, we have to treat them very carefully. Double entry is must. If you forget double entry, naturally that will be a problem. So after the illustration 2, let us move on to illustration 3. So other things we quickly complete them also. Let us. If required, we will open any other accounts as per the requirement. Normally, these are the accounts which are always prepared. Illustration 3. On 31st March 2008, the following balance were extracted from the books of Supreme Manufacturing Company. Stores ledger control account, opening balance 35,000. Then work in progress control account, opening balance 38,000. Then finished goods control account, we can call finished stock ledger control account, finished goods control account. Names could be anything. That is 25,000. These are the opening balances. Cost ledger control account naturally will have opposite side balance, that is 98,000 already given there. In the earlier question, the opposite side was not given, so we have taken it. Here it is given also already as opening trial balance. Simple. Then following transactions took place in April. Everything double entry, make sure of that. Raw materials purchased 95,000. Raw materials purchased 95,000 means stores ledger control account debit and cost ledger control account credit. So debit stores ledger control account at R2, cost ledger control account, purchase of raw materials 95,000. That is entry. Return to suppliers, reverse, simple. Reverse that. Return to suppliers means. So cost ledger control account credit, stores ledger debit, stores ledger control account credit. Issued to production 98,000. From stores ledger, they will be issued to production 98,000, and naturally the same will be debited to work in progress control account. So work in progress control account at R2, stores ledger control account is the entry for that. Return to stores, opposite. So here credit, here debit. Back to go down. Then productive wages. Productive wages means work in progress type. So wages control account at R, when we have productive wages separately, so 40,000 debit, first incurred, then 40,000 credit to cost ledger control account. But where this should go next? It should go to work in progress control account, which is 40,000 debit to work in progress control account. So work in progress control account at R2, wages control account. So two entries there. Wages control account at R2, cost ledger control account, work in progress control account at R2, wages control account, that is for productive wages 40,000. Then indirect wages 25,000, same way. First entry, wages control account at R2, cost ledger control account. Then the same thing will have to be debited to, when we say indirect wages, manufacturing overheads control account. Factory overhead is asking, we call manufacturing factory. As per whatever question says, you do that. So manufacturing overheads control account debited, wages control account credited. So the 25,000 transferred to manufacturing overheads or factory overheads control account. That's all. Just you want to change the name. Instead of manufacturing overheads, you call it factory overheads control account. Name different, all are same. Manufacturing, production, works overhead, factory overhead, all are same. So factory overhead expenses incurred is 50,000. So incurred 50,000 means 50,000 debit to factory overheads control account, and credit naturally has to be given to cost ledger control account, because there is no credit for cash and all here. Then selling and administration expenses are 40,000. So selling and administration expenses, for that, if at all we want, we can open a separate account, selling and administration overheads control account, like that. Incurred first, incurred, that is 40,000, and credit will be given to, naturally, cost ledger control account. So first let us take that. Then cost of finished goods transferred to warehouse, from where they will be transferred, from work in progress control account they will be transferred to the warehouse. So 2,13,000 is from work in progress, that will be transferred to where? Finished goods control account, here, that is finished goods control account, 2,13,000. So finished goods control account at R2, work in progress control account is the entry. For everything in the mind, you should have entry. Then apply that on the ledger debit credit. Next, cost of goods sold is 2,10,000. So this is the goods sold, 2,10,000 exactly. So let us transfer it to cost of sales directly, whatever the name we use, that's not a problem. So cost of sales account debited, finished goods control account credited. That is the cost of goods sold or cost of sales, as the case may be. Then sales are 3 lakhs, that we can do later actually, last thing we can do. But still, if at all we want a costing P&L account also, what is asked here? Yes, costing P&L account is also asked, so definitely let us prepare costing P&L account. Credit will be given to costing P&L account for sales, that is 3 lakhs. And naturally, debit, since there is nothing else, that will be debited to cost ledger control account, that is sales. Done. So everything is done now. As far as the amounts given are concerned, everything has been posted twice. Care has to be taken on that. Everything to be posted twice. Next, factory overheads are applied to production at 150% of direct wages, and any under or over absorbed overhead being carried forward for adjustment in the subsequent months. In other words, they are not going to be charged to P&L, let it be there as a balance. He is telling that. Then we have to follow that. First of all, applied means what? 150% of direct wages, factory overheads are applied. So factory overheads applied to work in progress, how much? 150% of direct wages. How much are direct wages? Already we know that. Productive wages, which is 40,000. 150% of 40,000 means 60,000. So 60,000 are applied overheads that will be charged to work in progress. That is what indirectly has given, not as a transaction but as an absorption. So entry would be work in progress control account at R2, factory overheads control account. Amount is 150% of direct wages, which is 60,000. Then we are not going to charge it off to P&L. Rather, he said it is going to be carried forward for subsequent months. Okay, let it be. All administration and selling expenses are treated as period costs and charged off to the P&L account of the month in which they are incurred. So clearly has given us the guidance. Selling and distribution expenses, selling and administration expenses should be transferred and charged off to costing P&L account in the same month. So what? Costing P&L account at R2, selling and administration expenses 40,000 done. So the selling and administration expenses account is closed. There is nothing other there, so no need to balance. Also, it is balanced, already closed. Then prepare the following things: cost ledger control account, stores ledger control account, work in progress control account. We have everything. Costing P&L account and trial balance also is asking. Okay, trial balance will prepare last. Let us just see the remaining things, how the balances will be. So what will be the balance in the cost stores ledger control account? Naturally, the closing stock of raw materials. Closing stock of raw materials, that is. How much will be that? That is 32,000. That is the closing stock of raw materials. Okay. Same way for work in progress also. That will be the closing stock of work in progress. So raw materials, closing stock, stores ledger control account balance was how much? 32,000. Done. Then work in progress control account closing balances was how much? 20,000. Done. Then finished goods stock control account also Let us do the same exercise, totaling and balancing. Finished stock ledger control account. So balance is 28,000. These are closing balances or closing stocks, we can say. 3 inventories. Raw materials, work in progress, finished goods. Then he said for factory overheads, don't do anything, just keep it like that as a balance, he said. Because it will be just carried forward to next month, he said. Okay, let us do that only. That is 15,000 to be taken to next month, which is a balance only, which is a debit balance, which means it is under recovery of overheads. Let it be there. Because he has given like that. If he has not given, maybe we could have charged it to costing P&L account, no problem. So all these accounts are closed. Stores ledger, work in progress, finished goods, and factory overheads control accounts are closed. And always this wages control account, we don't have to separately do anything. Automatically it will be closed only, 65 total. Then what about the costing P&L account? Costing P&L account. From the cost of sales, you have to transfer this 2,10,000 to costing P&L account. It cannot stay there. So costing P&L account is debited with 2,10,000. Then what is going to be the profit or loss, which is there in the costing P&L account. So that will be what? Naturally 50,000 rupees profit, right? Profit. Like any other P&L account, 50,000 profit. But where this should be transferred? This should be transferred to cost ledger control account. So to cost ledger control account 50,000, in the cost ledger control account by costing P&L account 50,000. So that is also closed. So costing P&L account also closed, 3 lakhs total. Then cost of sales account anyway closed, selling and administration expenses account closed, wages control account will be anyway closed, and all the other things have balances. Now, what should be the balancing figure in the cost ledger control account? Even before closing it, we should know. That will be the total of all this, 32, 20, 52 plus 28, 80 plus 15, 95,000 should be the balance of cost ledger control account. And that too, which balance it should be, which side it should come. When these balances are all on the credit side, that should be on the debit side, means credit balance it should come. So let us see the total of all this. So cost ledger control account is the one which will require the totaling now. 3,98,000 is the total. And take the balance of that. It should be naturally 95,000. We know that. It is 95,000. On the debit side, it's not debit balance, it is credit balance. So debit side it has come. So 95,000 is the cost ledger control account balance, which is represented by 4 things: closing stock of raw materials, closing stock of work in progress, closing stock of finished goods, plus under absorption of factory overheads. That closes all the accounts, and of course he has asked a trial balance, easily prepared with all the totals of stores ledger control account, work in progress control account, and finished goods control account, as well as factory overheads control account, showing the under recovery of overheads, and the total of cost ledger control account on the other side, which is 95,000. So we have all the closing balances: 32,000, 20,000, 28,000 and 15,000, total of 95,000 on the other side. And if we put it in trial balance, this is how it looks like. And normally the accounts which have been asked in the question, they have to be anyway prepared, definitely. In addition to that, I suggest to open any accounts which are not asked also, to complete the double entry to avoid confusion. Why? Because unnecessarily, if some account is not opened, one item only, if it is posted one side, double entry may not be clear. So maybe it will take some more time, but still better to open wages control account like we did, like we also opened cost of goods sold account or cost of sales account, whatever the case may be, and selling and administration overheads control account. So all these things are better to be opened. So wages control account will automatically always balance, nothing will be there. Cost of goods sold or cost of sales account also will be tallied, nothing will be there. It will be just transferred to the costing P&L account. But still, in spite of that, this selling and administration overheads control account also has closed here. In spite of that, though they are not asked, it is better to open them. So that is about the illustration number 3 also done, and similar way other illustrations, illustration number 4, which is a bigger one and perfect question which can be expected in the examinations, and some more questions on non-integral accounts will continue in the next session, whereas integral accounts and reconciliation how to do also will have a discussion in the upcoming sessions. Till then, take care, bye bye, thank you very much.